In this video, I will be creating a program that will demonstrate the interthread communications and the methods like wait, notify, and notify all. Consider you have two threads, and thread 1 is producing some data, and the another thread is using the same data. So you want to have some way to communicate between that. Say if a one thread has produced some data, you do not want to overrun the consumer thread. You want to use the data by the consumer, and then the consumer has finished. You want some way to tell that now I have done the thread 1, you can go ahead, and so on and so on. So how do we do that? There are three important methods for that kind of thing, that are wait, notify, and notify all. All of these methods are defined in the object class, so every class can use them. So this is the classic producer consumer problem, and first we will create a program that will show the incorrect way of using the producer and consumer. So let me start and create a program. So in this producer consumer, I will be creating a queue, and this queue will be passed to both the producer thread and consumer thread. So first we create a class called queue. This queue has a number int n and has two methods, get and put. Put is very simple. The goal of the put method is to get the number and print it out. Put and so what will the return type of this method? Void, and this dot n is equal to so this will be this dot n. Now put method is done. Let me create the get method. So what will the return after for get? Get will just return the value of n. So it will print dot and then this dot n, and then it returns the our n value. Okay, now this queue is a resource, so they must be synchronized. So for that, when a thread enters put method, another thread will not enter the put at the same time. So I will type synchronized here. Similarly for get. Now a queue class is done. So let me create a producer class. Java class and then producer. So this class work as my thread, so I must implement a runnable interface, and then there is a public void run method as all as usual, and in the constructor of this producer we have thread t, and then initialize this thread, new thread, this, and then t dot start. Now this part is finished. So what will the producer do? Producer will initialize int I is equal to 0, so it will be our starting point, and then it will call the put method of the queue. So I must declare queue here, queue, and then I must also set this queue here. So queue this dot queue is equal to queue. Next thing is to call the put method in a while loop, so it keep on producing, and there will be a q dot put I plus plus. So it will increment the value of I as it goes. Let me go ahead and create our consumer. Uh, it is very similar to this. No need to rewrite all the code. Just doing this consumer implements variable, and then instead of calling put, it will just call q dot get. Now our queue is the resource. It has two methods, put and get, and the object of this queue is used by the both producer and the consumer. Finally, I will create the our main class and I call it as Interthread Communication. PSVM and tab. Here we are. First step is to create the object of queue. So q is equal to new queue. Easy. The next step is to create the producer and consumer thread. Is producer is equal to new producer and pass the queue here. Next step is to consumer. Remember, I am passing the same queue here, so the same instance of queue is passed to both the thread. When the constructor of this class is called, it starts running and both of them start doing their work. Producer dot t dot join and then d and then here consumer. This is the object and then try catch. Now everything is looking fine. So let me explain you guys again. First, I am creating the instance of this queue class. This is my resource and it is shared by both the producer and consumer. That's why we see the effect we want to see. Now the goal of the producer, what is this doing? It is initializing I is equal to 0. So it is starting from 0, or I can start it from 1. Just type it plus here and then it call the put method of this queue. Now what put method is that it initialize the value of n. So our queue n has n in it and then it just print the value of n here. Okay, so initially it will print 1. Next thing, if everything we think ideally put stop waits and then consumer starts. I don't need is equal to 0 here. Now it will call the get method. So what get will get? Now the value of n in the queue is 1. So it will just print the got 1 and then return its value. And I am not actually using this return value, so I don't need it. And I can type void here. Now it looks good. So my goal is to just print the values. In this case, the producer might overrun. It will keep on producing. First it set the value of I is equal to 1, then it is in while loops, it will might again run and set the value of I to 2, 3, 4, 5 multiple times, and the consumer is not getting anything. So ideally consumer should initially get 1, but because the producer keep producing and the consumer don't get the chance, we do not see the effect we want to see. Let me run this guy and see it in effect. Or I stop here. While I is less than 10, or should be good. And for the consumer here, int j equal to 0, and while j plus plus is less than 10. Now they approximately run only the 10 times. Run it again. Now as a queen, the put keep on producing, and then when it's finished, got for the consumer get the chance, and it only got the 10. This is not what we want. Even if they are synchronized, they are not producing the result as we want to. So we will use wait and notify. Wait will wait till the notify is called, and the notify will wake up a thread. In case of notify all, it wakes up all the threads on the same object. Now there is one important thing I want to mention, that even if the wait and notify might work perfectly, but Oracle recommend that they must be used inside a loop to check which thread should run, because sometimes even without calling the notify, a thread might wake. These are called spurious wake up. To create a perfect producer consumer, and since there are two threads, I have to declare a boolean, and I am calling it as flag, and I am setting its value to false. If it is false, I want to perform this operation. If it is true, I want it to wait. So how can it be true? If I write while flag is true. So initially it is false, it is not going here. And then I call wait method, and it is showing me interrupted exception, so I will encapsulate it, try and catch this done. Now it will call the notify, and before notify it will set the value of flag to true. So consider the value of flag is false. It will not got here, and then it will do this work, and then it will set the value of flag to true. Now if producer try to overrun it, the value of flag becomes true, so it will goes to waiting state, and since the notify is called after that, it will wake up another thread. Opposite of this I want to do in the get method, so I'm writing it here, and it is not. So initially it is false, so it will be true. So initially it can wait because it's time, because put is running in this time. After that I want the flag to be false, and then I will call notify. If it is the second time, the value of flag is now true, the value of flag is true, it is false. So it will print this, and then it will set the value of flag to false. Since it is false, it will wake up the other thread, and if it tries to overrun, since it is false, so it becomes true, it goes to wait. Now let me run the program again. So as you can see, we are getting the perfect output. First we get the put, then we get got, then we get put got, and so on and so on.